management tool, and how we've been using it here with our PE students. And subsequently, some of them have gone out and used it whilst on placement. The way we're using it is not for the purpose that it was intended for. We're using it to put a spin on sort of traditional skills checklists. For those that are not familiar with Class Dojo, and I'm sure a lot of you have come across it before, you upload your classes into the software, it assigns them an avatar, which the students and the kids seem to quite like. And there's predetermined behaviours that you can see here. So here we have the positive behaviours that the kids can be rewarded with, or alternatively they can reward one another with, based on their actions and their behaviours during the class. Now what we've done is we've taken these predetermined, the preset behaviours, and we've changed them. And what we've replaced them with is the key factors or the teaching points for some skills. So the example I'm going to use is within badminton. So if we look at our badminton class here, and we just look at one of the students, you can see now that the preset behaviours have been changed, and we've changed them to the key factors or teaching points for an overhead clear. Now, in a previous episode, the students actually watched footage of an overhead clear, and they came up with the key factors themselves, what they thought was most important within the skill. And in the following week, basically all those key factors and teaching points were put into Class Dojo. There's the negative points are exactly the same. Now, how it works, or how we've used it within the lesson, we had the students working in threes. We had 2 performers, 1 observer, 1 observed 2, 2 observed 3, 3 observed 1. And they had to observe them for a minimum of 2 games. And the games were conditioned. There was constraints put on them to encourage them to play the overhead clear. After 2 games, the observer would go to the actual package, and we had a laptop or an iPad assigned to each court. And after the 2 games, they went to the student and they marked the teaching points that they felt the performer was performing consistently. So for example here, if we go to the student Fiona Mackay, we believed that she had both rackets up and both hands up in preparation. We felt that she was making contact at the highest point, so we're checking that box. She had a fast throwing action, we're happy with that, so we tick that box. There was good follow through, and she had a sideways stance in terms of her preparation. Now, a couple of things that maybe she wasn't doing particularly well was, she didn't have a weight on her rear foot initially. Whoops. She didn't have a weight on her rear foot initially, so we put that down as a negative. Similarly, whipping the wrist on contact, we didn't think that she was doing that consistently well, so, we checked that. Now, during the class as a teacher, I could go round, and what I could do is I could access the software and I could go to Fiona, and I could see here what she was actually doing consistently well and the areas she needs to improve on. And I could obviously engage her in conversation, and I could work on her with that if need be. Where we felt it was most beneficial was at the end of the lesson as well. You could actually look at the class as a whole and find out, on the whole, what teaching points, what key factors were the class consistently doing, and what are the areas that maybe need to be readdressed the following week. Where this software is really good is the students can actually access all this information as well. So just bear with me. We can print out a list, and the students can get allocated a login where they can go in and they can obviously access how they've actually done in the class on the overhead clear. Again, there could be a sort of homework task around about that where they've got to evaluate their performance. Now, like I said, the feedback we've had from the students has been very positive. The students that have gone out and used it on placement, again, the experience has been fairly positive. It's been well received. The next stage for this, what I'm going to look at now, is probably using this in conjunction with a video delay software where the students are actually performing a skill, and then they're going around and they're assessing their own performance and obviously putting the details down on Class Dojo. Again, like I say, I've given you an example of badminton. you could use it in, say, a range of activities. Hopefully find that useful. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike. Great stuff there.